Welcome back, beautiful people. So what we have in today's video is going to be one of the most overpowered builds we currently have in this sandbox given Renegades update. It's going to be the one and only getaway artist via the Warlock. This build is astronomically strong, insane DR resistance. The gameplay you're going to be seeing in the background is going to be me using getaway artist and also me completing the Nightfall that recently just came out on Vanguard alerts. I had two unfortunate deaths. The first one me just going through a sparrow and I got lasered by the shanks. Other one was me getting, I believe I was getting a little careless with the fallen walker. Got one pumped and just died instantly. But realistically, I could probably solo flaw this in sub 18 minutes on this build. It's not much gameplay loop behind it versus other strategic builds like counter, grapple, things like that. The setup is very simplistic. You're gonna hold your grenade button. You're gonna summon your buddy. And the key thing is to try to proc Devour with Feed the Void. That's one of the most important aspects behind it. When Feed the Void is procced, you're going to be regenerating your grenade very quickly per kill. So when I'm playing endgame content and ads are very tanky and they don't die right away, make sure you have your buddy going off. Don't kill the ad with any of your guns. You want to make sure the grenade or the buddy does it, or throw an arcane needle to trigger Devour. Once that's procced, just spam your buddies nonstop if you can kill ads very quickly. If not, don't get too trigger happy with. You want to make sure you're having a constant uptime with the buddy. You're going to be proccing amplified, and when you are amplified, DR is to the roof. Ads really can't hit you if you're moving in general. This is the current sandbox of the game where things are, I don't want to say too difficult, but it's very cheesy because we have so much stacking DR where endgame content doesn't really feel endgame in a way. If you try to play a neutral game build, say with like a Solar Hunter, you're going to notice you're going to be getting lasered, especially in these minus 50 activities. But when you're playing Titan, Warlock, Prismatic Hunter, and you can really proc DR resistance, so Woven Mail, Amplified, things like this, Frost Armor, you start to notice more of a longevity or really resistant build of just dying in general. Given the Nightfall as well too, we do have Grenadier applied as well too, so Bleak Watcher or the Arc's going to be coming up really quickly too, so it is a little bit cheesy I guess in this Nightfall, but again, to minus 50 activity being sold in sub 20 minutes, and it wasn't really me being optimal. I just booted up the game after work, came in, did a run really quick, and it went very smoothly. The gameplay, again, like I mentioned, you're going to be seeing, I'm just going to have it playing in the background as I explain all this stuff, but the most important stuff via this build, checking my notes over here, again, first and foremost, it's going to be Getaway Artist and Warlock. It's so freaking powerful, and I really think that given the Equilibrium dungeon raids coming out Saturday as well too, it's probably going to be the most used build for neutral game because it's just so powerful as it is. You can build heavily into it very easily as well too. You're going to want to run the Storm Grenade. That's first and foremost. Getaway Artist allows you to eat it. When you consume it, you spawn an Arc Buddy, which is going to be jolting every single enemy you do tag with it, which is again super astronomically overpowered as it is. Bleak Watcher is going to be spawning as well too with one of the fragments or the actors we're going to be picking because it helps build the Transcendence energy with darkness. It's not to the point where you need Transcendence. It's more of like a get out of jail free card when you're going to die, but you got to be careful proccing Transcendence. If you use Transcendence at the wrong time, you won't have your buddy. No buddy's going to make things a little bit more complicated because the constant spam of jolting and spawning Bleak Watchers really slows down the gameplay where ads start to overwhelm you and they start rushing you like crazy. That's why I prefer Bleak Watcher versus Helion. Helion for boss damage 100%, but when you're playing in-game content like this where you're trying to solo clear ads, I really prefer Bleak Watcher because again, it's just freezing ads, slowing down the gameplay so you can kind of make some plays and not just be overwhelmed by so much ads chasing you down. Feed the Void is, again, it's like I mentioned earlier, you want to proc Devour so you can consistently have these grenades regenerating at a super fast pace, and plus having your health come back as well. And we have a new armor set. I don't know what the 2 bonus set, it's the Pharaoh set, where if you proc any type of health regeneration at all, Devour, getting an orb, melee like with knockout with Titan, things like that, the healing auto rifle or the new healing LMG, it's gonna trigger the DR. I think it's like 15% DR resistance only for 7 seconds, I believe. Again, it's not crazy, but if you're stacking 15% with this, X amount of percent with Amplified, X amount of percent with Frost Armor, Woven Mail, you're running around like 65% DR resistance, and you are legit unkillable at that point. Jumping to the things you're going to want a Prismatic, it's going to be Protection, Faster Protection I believe, Courage, Dominance. Dominance is a necessity because it's going to allow your grenades to jolt people, which is a plus, and Balance. Anything else can kind of be moved around, like with Phoenix Dive, Arcane Nita. I really recommend it. Again, the jumps doesn't really matter, but Healing Rift, I prefer Phoenix Dive. But this build is just really, really impressive. When I play through the campaign, the only time I take this build off is when I'm doing orders, and the orders are saying get kills with precision sidearms, get kills with a sword, because the Arc Buddy is going to steal the kills, and that's the only drawback of it. It's an AFK build, realistically. Like when I'm doing anything, like if I'm tabbing out, changing a stream, or going to YouTube, changing music, I will literally put down an Arc Buddy, tab out, and just stand still. Again, it's not super in-game content. If you're doing Frontier and things like that, you can just sit there and it will kill or hold on a zone, because your Devour is continuously just keep proccing. It's going to kill ads right away if you have a high grenade stat. It's very, very overpowered as it currently is, and it's I don't want to say a fun build, because nothing mad, because that'd be more fun. It's very subjective in a way, but it's a good build if you're kind of just laid back chilling and you're watching things just consistently jolt, spamming out Bleak Watchers, and you're consistently printing out orbs for your team. Another thing too, you want to try to build until your grenade stat as high as possible, so you can consistently have a high damage output via the nades and the Arc Buddy, since everything's considered a nade now. Helion, Bleaker Watcher, the Arc Buddy as well too. If you have trouble getting the 200 grenade stat, obviously throw on the fonts. Fonts are really, really important. I would recommend using Charged Up, Total Attraction on the class item, and also the time duration font, where they're lasting 15 seconds versus 10 seconds. As well too, it depends on the super you are using too. There is an artifact mod where if you have an arc, and I think it was maybe a void subclass, I believe, where it will increase your total, what is it, the amount of, what's the word called, like orbs you can hold that become, what's it called, like charges, I guess, the amount of charges you can have. So if you have it built correctly, you can have 5 charges total, and if you're having 15 seconds each, that's ridiculous. So when it comes to Dungeon Time Saturday, I promise you, you're going to be seeing high quality teams really taking advantage of the new artifact with Charged Up, and also the mod on your legs where you gain an additional charge if you pick up an orb. So it's going to be astronomical coming Saturday. The weapons I'm using don't necessarily matter too much. It's just me stopping champs realistically, creating orbs with a submachine gun, which is very useful, attrition orbs, primary sniper for kinetic tremors, and the new, I think it's like kinetic rupture, where you are able to shoot that shiny yellow spot on any ads, and then you just have an high output of damage. And heavy I'm using, it's the new refurbished one. Luckily I got it to drop a backup mag, so you can see me running out 4 bullets versus 1. As always guys, I really appreciate you guys stopping by, dropping some love and support, watching the content I'm able to produce. If you guys have any insights or comments about more details in the build, I'll leave a dim link in the description for it, and let me know your guys' current thoughts on Renegade, because I'm having an absolute blast chasing down the sabers and things like that. But until then, we'll be seeing you guys soon come Saturday via the dungeon.
learn about the upheaval on Nessus.